Shabbat shalom, Shabbat shalom, Israel. Praise be unto the Most High, the Creator of all things. Um, as always, I like to always start with the blowing of the trumpet. You probably say, well, why don't you blow the trumpet yourself? And why have your handheld device do it? Well, that's a good question. And the best way I can answer it would be honestly that I have looked at the ram's horn, and I know that there's two. One is a ram's horn, which is the smaller one. And the one that we normally see, the longer one, is not actually a ram's horn, but it's another animal. So I will be obtaining a ram's horn, but I want to make sure that when I do buy one, I'm not buying one from somebody that's a heathen. I want to support my own people. But at the same time, I definitely have to get one. So next month is definitely the month that if the Most High will, if it's His will, if I see next month, I would definitely be getting me a ram's horn. But until then, arise, YOSHSHAALIA. Shabbat shalom. I came across this information back in 2000, maybe 2008, early part of 2008. It's called Project Bluebeam. My Isha, while at class last night, she was giving this information at class. I did not attend last night because I was actually listening to some teaching. I am the type of Israelite, I don't have a title as far as, I don't have a group, should I say, a camp that I say I'm part of this camp, I'm part of that camp. I am a part of the body of Yashral. And I fellowship with this camp, I fellowship with that camp, unless they are teaching some off the wall doctrine that is not of scripture, not of the scrolls, the Dead Sea Scrolls. If they're teaching according to Torah, according to the prophets, according to the Tanakh, according to the disciples, then I would join in and I would come along with you and I would street preach with you because I do that. I started doing that 2 Saturdays ago. I started doing that again, should I say, 2 Saturdays ago. I will come fellowship with you because I believe in the body. I don't believe in being separate from the people. I love the fellowship. I love the gathering. But I don't like the titles. I'm not this, I'm not that. I am Yashua. When you look at my name is Yermiyah, YOSHSHAALIA, Benyahrael. What is that? Yermiyah. YOSHSHAALIA, Israel. Ben, son. Yarel, Israel. Yermiyah, Israel, Ben of Israel. Son of Israel. Okay. This is by Serge Monaz or Montez. His name is spelled M-O-N, last name, M-O-N-A-S-T. First name is Serge, S-E-R-G-E. It's by Serge Mon and Ataz. He is not longer on this earth. He's passed on to his forefathers. But he was a journalist. And I'm not going to read every single thing here because there's a lot to read. And what I'm going to do is go through some of this, and then I'm going to explain. Serge Montez or Serge Montez. He was born in 1945 and he died December 5th, 1996. And he was a journalist. Another journalist by the name of Ken Hadachi, or Hadachi, Adachi, also died from the same thing, which was a heart attack. Let me go back. Another journalist, both of whom were researching Project Bluebeam, died of heart attacks within weeks of each other, although neither had a history of heart disease. Serge was in Canada. The other Canadian journalist was visiting Ireland prior to his death. The Canadian government abducted Serge's daughter in an attempt to dissuade him from pursuing his research into Project Bluebeam. His daughter was never returned. Peseudo heart attacks is P-S-E-U-D-O. Peseudo heart attacks are one of the alleged methods of death induced by the Project Bluebeam. So they're telling you the Project Bluebeam, there's some strange stuff with this, but they can cause you to have a heart attack, give you cancer, whatever. They could put a person in front of you and make you believe that the person that's actually standing in front of you is actually real, and they have done it to people in prison and most Iraqi soldiers to make them think that the so-called Prophet Muhammad was standing in front of them and telling them to tell them the rest of the surgery. All these things they use. They use mind control. They probably did it to Malcolm X when he thought that Elijah Muhammad was talking to him in the cell. Update from Ken Hadachi, February 17, 2009. I'm only beginning to now fully grasp the entire breadth of Serge Monet's contributions to humanity and the unbelievable courage he demonstrated in coming out with this incredible revelations, which were secretly or anonymously given to him by contrary politicians, military people, or intelligence people who still possess a conscience and a sense of humanity. A required companion piece to this article is an astonishingly accurate prosthetic disclosure presented by Serge Shellac. Prosthetic discourse presented by Serge in 1994 to the Canadian Free Press of Quebec, Canada. The planned NASA Illuminati script that Serge revealed in that 1994 talk could be taken directly from today's headline news. The transcript of that talk is found here at http://education/yourself.org/CN Serge Monet's 1994 transcript.shtml. Semicolon CA December 1996. From http://www.dispatch.cta.com.au/dispatch/volume 91 straight line across concern.html. So that's all the links that you can go to. A member of our accountability structure, Dorothy Dart, reported that a Canadian investigator into a new age globalism, Serge Monet's Matos, has died of a heart attack. This man has faithfully exposed the New World Order for the last decade. His children were homeschooled, so the authorities took his 8-year-old daughter away. Then his 7-year-old son was taken, as they said the parents were abusing them emotionally by stopping the children going to a state school. The father was then arrested and spent the night in jail. The next day at home, he had a heart attack. He was 46 years old. This brave man has left a wife who now has no family. Pray that she can get her little ones back. Or our source say that the Canadian investigator Serge Monaz wrote to her in Australia not long ago, saying he had been threatened many times and did not expect to survive. NASA Project Bluebeam by Serge Monaz, M-O-N-A-S-T, 1994. The infamous NASA National Aeronautics Space Administration Bluebeam project has 4 different steps in order to implement the New Age religion with the Antichrist at its head. We must remember that the New Age religion is the very foundation for the New World government, without which religion the dictatorship of the New World Order is completely impossible. I'll repeat that. Without a universal belief in the New Age religion, the sources of the New World Order will be impossible. Shalak. The success of the New World Order will be impossible. That is why the Blue Beam Project is so important to them, but has been so well hidden until now. Engineered earthquakes and hoax discoveries. The first step in the NASA Blue Beam Project concerns the breakdown, re-evolution of all archaeological evidence. Shalak. Let me read that again. The first step in the NASA Blue Beam Project concerns the breakdown of re-evaluation of all archaeological knowledge. It deals with the setup with artificially created earthquakes at certain precise locations on the planet, of supposedly new discoveries which will finally explain to all people the errors of all fundamental religious doctrines. The falsification of this information will be used to make all nations believe that their religion doctrines have been misunderstood for centuries and misinterpreted. Psychological preparation for this. Psychological pre-preparations for that first step has already been implemented with the film 2001: A Space Odyssey, the Star Trek series, and Independence Day, all of which deal with invasions from space and the coming together of all nations to repel the invaders. The last films, Jurassic Park, deals with the theories of evolution and claim God's words are lies. http://i.am.jah, J-A-H, evolt, evolut.htm. Hopes and discoveries. What is important to understand in the first step is that those earthquakes were hit at different parts of the world where scientific and archaeological teachings have indicated that arcane mysteries have been buried by those types of earthquakes. It will be possible for scientists to rediscover those arcane mysteries, which will be used to discredit all fundamental religion doctrines. This is the first preparation for the plan for humanity, because what they want to do is destroy the belief of Christians and Muslims on the planet. To do that, they need some false proof from the far past that will prove to all nations that their religions have been misinterpreted and misguided. So actuality is talking about YOSHSHAALIA, because Christianity and Islam is based on the prophets of the Bible, which are Israelites. So they want to discredit the proof of Israel and the belief in the Bible. The second step in the NASA Blue Beam project involves a gigantic space shuttle with three-dimensional optical holograms and sounds, laser projections of multiple holographic images to different parts of the world, each receiving a different image according to predominating religion, national religious faith. This new God's voice will be speaking in all languages. In order to understand that, we must study various secret services. Research done in the last 25 years. The Soviets have perfected an advanced computer, even imported them and fed them with the minute psychological particulars based on their studies of the anatomy and electronic mechanical composition of the human body, and the studies of the electrical, chemical, and biological properties of the human brain. This computer were fed as well with the language of human culture and their meanings. The dialect of all cultures has been fed into the computers from satellite transmissions. The Soviets began to feed the computer with objects, programs like the one of the new Messiah. It also seems that the Soviets, the New World Order, people have resorted to suicidal methods with the human society by allocating electronic wavelength for every person and every society and culture to induce suicidal thoughts if the person doesn't comply with the indicates of the New World Order. There are two different aspects of two steps and two steps of steps two. The first space show, where does the space show come from? The space show, the holographic image will be used in a simulation of the ending, during which all nations will be shown scenes that will be the fulfillment of that which they desire to verify the prophecies and adversity events. These will be projected from satellites onto sodium layers about 60 miles above the Earth. We see tests every once in a while, but they are called UFOs and flying saucers sightings. Yes, we definitely do see them. David Hawkey, David's YouTube channel, you go see a whole lot of stuff going on with things shooting out the sky and shooting in the air and shooting in the volcanoes. The result of this deliberate stage event will be to show the world the new Christ, the new Messiah, for the immediate implementation of the new world religion. Enough truth will be foisted upon unsuspecting worlds to hold them into the lie, hook them into the lie. Even the most learned will be deceived. The project has perfected the ability for some device referred to as tractor beams by ufologists to lift up an enormous number of people as in a rapture and whisk the entire group into a Never Never Land, we see tested on this device and the abduction of humans by those mysterious little aliens, the little alien grays who snatch people out of their beds and through windows into waiting motherships. The calculated resistance to the universal religion and the new Messiah and the in ushering holy war will result in the loss of human life on a scale never imagined before in all human history. The Blue Beam Project will pretend to be the universal fulfillment of the prophecies of old, as major and events that which occurred 2,000 years ago. In principle, it will make use of the skies as a movie screen on a sodium layer at about 60 miles. As space-based laser-generated satellites project simulations, images to the four corners of the planet in every language and dialect according to the religion, it deals with the religious aspect of the New World Order and its deception and seduction on a mass scale. Computers will coordinate the satellites, and software already in place will run the sky show. Holographs, images are based on nearly identical signals combining to produce an image of holograms with deep perceptive, which is equally acceptable to an acoustic ELF VLF and LF wave optical phenomena. Especially, the show will consist of multiple holograph images to different parts of the world, each receiving a different image according to the Pacific national regional religion. Not a single area will be excluded. With computers and animated and sounds appearing to imitate from the very depths of space, astonished ardent followers of the various creeds will witness their own return Messiah in convincing lifelike reality. Then the projections of Jesus, Muhammad, Buddha, Krishna, etc. will merge into one after correct explanation of the mysteries and revelations will have been disclosed. This one God will, in fact, be the Antichrist who will explain that the various scriptures have been misunderstood and misinterpreted, and that the religions of old are responsible for turning brothers against brothers and nations against nations. Therefore, old religions must be abolished to make way for the New World Order religion, representing the one God Antichrist they see before them. And this goes on and on and on. I mean, it's like maybe 17, 18 more pages of this. And I just read the first, maybe first 6 pages to verse 4 pages. And it goes on and on and on. Now, like I said, I first heard about this back in 2008, 2009. How they're going to make the Messiah, the so-called Messiah, appear in the sky, and how they're going to make all these different religious leaders appear to the people. How they're using this Blu-ray beam to give people cancer, brain cancer, lung cancer, heart disease. As a hologram. These are the things that we're going to be dealing with in the near future, along with martial law, along with taking of a chip, along with Monsanto's and his genetic Frankenstein food, if we stay here in this country. And my spiritual advice to my Akis and Akodis and those who hear this is that make no mistake, the Messiah, the real Messiah, knows what's going on. And make no mistake that he's going to send his spirits of vengeance upon these lost souls who think that they're going to usher in something that will keep them in power. Well, let me explain something to you. On the night that the Most High sent his spirits of vengeance into Egypt, and it was pitch black, so dark that you couldn't see your hand in front of you. The only thing you could see in that darkness was nothing but demons, because they was appearing in front of people's face. People were so scared that they died of fright because of the demons. Let me explain something to you also. Satan himself, who led a third of the angels with them when he drew the third of the angels out of the sky, and said the dragon swung his tail and drew a third of the angels with him, a third of the stars with him, down to the earth. He himself and the demons that fell with him, the angels that fell with him, are afraid of what's inside hell. There is a king in hell, and he is the administrator of punishment. When these people who come up with these type of projects fall into that hell, they're going to run into that king down there. And they're going to be tortured and beaten. They have a belief in their mind that they're going to reign with Ha-Satan. Ha-Satan himself knows, just like the demonic angels who were inside Legion told the Messiah, it is not our hour. I mean, it's not our time yet. They know that they have a time. Satan knows they have a time. But man seems to believe that Satan is going to win. I don't know why. He was cast out by an angel. Archangel Michael cast him out with his angel. And Archangel Michael was created by the Almighty Eternal One, the Father. And the Messiah also was a part of the creation of the angels, which also created the Archangel Michael and also created Ha-Satan. So if Satan couldn't beat the Archangel Michael, how much more will he lose trying to go against the Messiah, who has the backing of the Father? Doesn't make any sense to me that you would link up with the less and not with the strong and the mighty. You know, you want to link up with the strong and the mighty. You don't want to link up with the less. But some people link up with the less, thinking that, you know, they can rule with him so that they can continue with their wickedness and evil. It's crazy. But I would suggest that everybody get a copy of the Project Blue Beam or look it up online and study it. Also study what happened December 31st, 2011, when Barack Obama signed those directive orders into place. While everybody was busy with the Super Bowl, I believe that's when it was, he was busy signing things into law that will usher in martial law and usher in you losing your rights. I suggest everybody think about leaving here. All of us, YOSHSHAALIA, should be thinking about going over to those countries over there, the places that they call Africa, and living in Ghana, Uganda, and places where you will be accepted, places where they're making room for you. But if not, know that the scripture says that there's going to be a great insurrection amongst the children of Yasharal, and there's going to be a kindle of madmen over you that's going to spare none. And they're going to come and they're going to do all kinds of things to you. And the path towards salvation, towards eternal life, towards freedom is going to be covered with thorns and thistles and bushes. See, if you believe before then, it wouldn't be covered with thorns, thistles, and bushes. Meaning the path is there for you, but you won't go through it without trials and tribulations that will be very grievous to you because you did not take heed. You ever listen to Yermiyah, YOSHSHAALIA, Benyahrael, and this is Real Talk, and this is Project Bluebeam. Wake up and be aware. Shabbat Shalom.